Hello, my name is Pruitt. I was a cook, and now I guess I'm more of a novice gardener slash farmer slash processor of vegetables. Today we harvested a few things from the garden. Got some cucumbers here. These are salt and pepper. I planted a few different varieties, but these, besides from being the one that took to my garden most, are also the most delicious to me. We're gonna make some cucumber salad with them. This is probably the dish that I've eaten the most of this summer. Cucumbers are a personal favorite, I think. When I was growing up, this is according to my mom, they were probably my favorite snack. She would stock them in the fridge while I was teething, and cucumbers were kind of what I teethed on. First step for the cucumber salad is the chili oil. Ideally, we would make this a couple of days ahead of time. Some oil, neutral oil. Here we're using grapeseed. Get it heated up till it's smoking. Here's some chili flakes, half a cup to my 1 cup of oil. Basically, you can use any kind of chili flake or chili powder you like. Typically, I love using Korean chili powder because of the really bright color and also the aroma. I find it really floral, really beautiful. But you know, whatever chili you have on hand works very well. You can also throw in some aromatics as well. I do a few slices of ginger here. So while that's going, we're gonna toast some sesame seeds. So the bubbling is what happens when you don't dry your pan very well before you throw oil in. Don't do that. So I have hot oil. Let it cool down just a tad so that I don't burn my chilies. And toasty, fragrant sesame seeds. I need to stop toasting sesame seeds like just a little bit under like what I would want ideally, because they do keep going a little bit. That way they're at kind of like their ideal place. So now we're gonna pour the hot oil without spilling like that into the, and you can smell it already. Yeah, I love this bit of like bubbling that's happening. Cool. Chili's in my face. Just let it cool. And then if you're storing it for your pantry, just let it cool completely, put a lid on it, label it. Of course, you gotta label your pantry stuff. And stick it in a dark, cool part of your pantry. I also like making this as like a gift for friends. It's like a nice way to have a last-minute homemade gift. Yeah, and this will store for a few months easily, but I usually finish mine like within like 3 to 4 months. So now, I'm gonna cut our cucumbers, top and tail them. Again, cut them however you like, but the most important part, especially with cucumbers, because sometimes they're bitter, is to taste. And usually that tells me like whether, you know, I need to peel the cucumbers or de-seed them, or if they're good as is, because there can be a lot of variety in how your cucumbers taste. So from here, depending on how watery your cucumber is, toss with salt and just let sit. We're gonna season cucumber salad. What you'll need: black vinegar, some soy sauce, your chili oil, and some sesame seeds and sesame oil. You'll see that like even after a little bit of time, lots of got like some water that comes out. So if I were to let it sit a little bit longer, you know, feel free to like strain it, or like even do this over a colander if you have kind of like pretty watery cucumbers. So, couple tablespoons of each, and this is, you know, one of those things that's like totally seasoned to taste. Your chili oil, let that sit. All the chilies will sink to the bottom. I like to scoop some chilies in there, just get it a little spicier, you know. So mix. The other thing I sometimes add to this is crispy garlic in a jar. I've been like keeping that in my pantry, and it is like such a lifesaver whenever you feel like your dish needs a little bit of something. It's usually that. Speaking of garlic though, I'm gonna throw in a little garlic, a little bit of ginger as well. Garlic. Then the age-old question of whether or not to peel your ginger. I don't peel my ginger. I don't mind the skin. Another way to do this, if you want it to look a little bit fancier, so I also kind of like do thin slivers of ginger. This is kind of like the dish at its most basic, but a lot of times if I have herbs on hand, like scallions, I'll throw those in. Here I have a little bit of holy basil. Mint is also good in this. A little bit of cilantro, which I have. The nice thing about having a garden and like growing some herbs is you can kind of like walk outside and pick what you want. Alright, cucumber salad. Couple quick garnishes with some basil flower. Cucumber salad with sesame and chili oil. You know, it's salty, it's umami, it's got the sweetness from the cucumbers, and it has the spiciness of the chilies, and then nuttiness from the freshly toasted sesame seeds. It's really, really delicious and a cool way to present cucumbers. It's like, it's so low effort, but there's a lot of flavors.